Welcome to Synagogues of Yugoslavia. And when we say Yugoslavia, we also mean Serbia. There's only a handful that we can showcase. The first one is in Belgrade, which is in Serbia. It's its largest city and also its capital, with a little over 1.1 million in the city itself and about 1.6 million in the entire metropolitan area. And we're looking at the Belgrade Synagogue. It's still in use today. It's also known as Sukkot Shalom. This building was dedicated in 1925. Before World War II, there were about 12,000 Jews in Belgrade. 80% were Sephardic and the other 20% Yiddish-speaking Ashkenazim. Most of the Belgrade Serbian Jews were killed by the Nazis. There are a little over 1,100 that were spared. As we said earlier, even with the few remaining Jews in Belgrade, this synagogue is still in use. Here is a picture of the one-time Sephardic shul that existed in Belgrade. Built between 1905 and 1908, it was destroyed by the Nazis in 1944. Novi Sad is in the north of Serbia. This was one time its synagogue. Before World War II, there were about 4,000 Jews out of a total population of 80,000 in the area. Today, there are about 400. Here is a picture of the interior Aron Kodesh, or Holy Ark. The building is no longer used as a synagogue, but is for cultural concerts and events. During its heyday, it was a Neolog congregation, which means that it had liberal, progressive tendencies. Subotica is a city in Serbia that has a little more than 100,000 residents. Completed in 1902, it was considered the second largest synagogue in Europe. It was also called the Jakob and Comer Square Synagogue. They were the contractors who designed the building. Back in the late 1900s, it was put into historical protection by the Republic of Serbia. With its Hungarian flavor, it was also of the Neolog practice. Our final stop takes us to Zemun, which is a neighborhood in Belgrade. Looking at a building that is now a restaurant, but at one time was a shul. A close-up will show us Hebrew letters identifying it as a congregation. In fact, the highlighted underline is below the Yiddish construction of the word congregation. There was an announcement that there was an intention to return this building back to the Jewish community, but we do not have at this point updated information on it. But we do have a couple facts. First, it was built in 1850, and second, it was not confiscated, but rather in 1962 it was voluntarily sold to the local community. There were two synagogues at one time in Zemun before the war. One was destroyed by the Nazis during World War II. It was Sephardic. We conclude our brief look at the Jewish houses of worship in Yugoslavia or Serbia today. And now it's on to another continent. So, bye for now and see you real soon.